So tomorrow is the Greedy Emissary event, and I'm gonna have a video on my YouTube channel about it, hopefully today. Now, there has been a little bit of confusion about this event. Because originally, Blizzard said... Actually, let me find their OG posts. Here it is. Here's what Blizzard said at first. Okay. They said that mounts will have drop rates increased by up to 10 times. Okay. Up to 10 times. And in one case, 25 times. With your chance for transmog loot drops doubled. Now, then today, they just posted... Yes, new info about the drop rate that we need to discuss. Okay. One sec. This is for tomorrow's event. These little guys are kind of cute, aren't they? Inarius Charger. Recolors. Okay. You see that? Plus 5% drop rate. For all pre-Dragonflight mounts. Okay, so, this has caused a little confusion for people. The plus 5% drop rate. Because, first, there's a few points of confusion. The first point of confusion is somehow people thought that up to 10 times was going to be 10%. Which is not the case. It's actually going to be a flat flat plus 5% drop rate. And so it's not multiplicative. Okay. It's additive. It's an additive increase. So what this means is if an item had a 0.5% drop rate, then if you add plus 5 to 0.5, you get 5.5, right? So that's, if you do that and you add plus 5% drop rate to a 0.5% drop, that's actually an 11-time increase. So, yeah. Now, this is up. Here's the problem. Up to 10 times implies that you're going to get a pretty significant boost on everything, right? Because you're going to multiply it by 10 times. But that's different than just adding 5%. Because if an item has a 0.5% drop rate, you add 5%. Like I said, we already been over this, 5.5%. That's 11 times increase. But if an item has a 1% drop rate and you add 5%, 1 plus 5 is 6. That's additive. So that's a 6 times increase from 1. Which is a lot less than 10 times. Okay? So, if an item has a 2% drop rate, then if you add 5%, that's 7% drop rate, which is a 3.5 times increase, which is way below what you might have expected if you had heard the initial marketing, which was up to 10 times, right? That sounds like a lot more than you're actually going to get because this is an additive increase that they're advertising here. Not a multiplicative increase. Yes. So if you want a mount that has like a 1 or 2% drop chance, you might feel like getting just plus 5% added to the drop rate is really different from the initially advertised up to 10 times, because the thing that you want, the multiplier after you add that is much, much lower than 10 times. It's just 5, 6 times in the end, right? Does that make sense? So I think what they emphasized in the first post has caused some confusion, and I think it hyped up things a lot. It kind of gives this like, it can give a perception that there's a conflict there, even though I guess that they said is technically true. Yes. I I just feel like they did create a problem here by setting a really high expectation with up to 10 times, and in one case up to 25 times. Because that's kind of not what it's gonna be. It's an additive 5%, which doesn't translate to time. It doesn't translate to 10 times for a lot of mounts. Like if you look here, most of these mounts have a 2% drop rate, 1% drop rate. And for these, all these have 1, 2%. It's going to be more like a 6 time or 3.5 time increase instead of what you were probably imagining, which was 10 times, because that's what they had advertised. So that's why there's confusion. I hope that makes sense. I'm probably going to have to record like a little addendum for that on my video. No, I won't. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. It's gonna be Mo. I'm still gonna do the event and get better drops. So, but I think that they could have been more clear about that from the start.